Good morning, everybody. Bill here. We're going to do an epic battle, okay? I've been wanting to do this one for a while now. I just needed to do it, and that's what we're going to do. So what we got here today, oh, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take my two warriors here, okay? We got Mr. Honey over here. It's Organics brand, and it's raw and unfiltered honey, okay? And let's see. Get my light here. And this one has 60 calories per serving, okay? And the serving size is 21 grams, one tablespoon, okay? 60 calories. And this was like, I think around $6, okay? And it's a 16-ounce container, okay? That's what that looks like. And its opponent is Full Circle Market Organic Agave Nectar Amber Color. It's an 11.75 ounce container, and it has the same amount of calories per serving, and it's 1 tablespoon per serving as well. And this cost around the same price, $6 to $7. I think the honey was probably a dollar less expensive. So this you get a little less of the agave nectar, but you know, I just wanted to try something a little different. And you know, agave nectar is like a sweetener that's different than honey, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I have my normal oatmeal breakfast that I usually have every day with blueberries and golden raisins and a little bit of butter and peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter. So I just poured it into this bowl here. I'm going to mix everything up, okay? There's no sweetener in it at this moment. So I'm going to pour that unsweetened oatmeal with the blueberries, the raisins, the butter, peanut butter in to these bowls here. And I'm going to put, I'd say, a tablespoon of each sweetener in each bowl, and I'm going to see what the difference is and which one I like more, okay? So let's stir this up real good. It's more like a comparison. I like to call it the battle, okay? Battle of the sweeteners, okay? So we'll get all that peanut butter and butter mixed in well, and the oatmeal, blueberries, golden raisins. Normally, I'd also put a banana in there, but my bananas aren't quite ripe enough yet, so I'm just going with what I have here. So that looks like it's very well mixed up, okay? So stir that a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? Let me get something else. I'm going to, maybe I could just dump it. Hopefully I won't make a mess here, okay? I'll try to get the same amount, okay? There. That looks pretty close. Okay. There we go. That's pretty close, yeah. That looks pretty close. Okay, this one has just a couple more blueberries. This one has a little more oatmeal. There. That's about even, okay? Wouldn't you say? So we got a separate spoon for each one so they don't, we're going to keep it pure, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and mix in 1 tablespoon. Actually, I'm going to go 2 each, okay? 2 of the honey, 2 of the agave, because these are pretty big bowls. So let's do this. Okay. I'll try to get them exactly the same. Okay. 1. I don't know if there's any health benefit advantages. There's 2, okay? There's 2 honey. Okay. Now let's get 2 of this agave here. Okay, and that's what the agave looks like. First Full Circle Market's a good brand. I've been pretty impressed with their stuff so far. Okay. They also have a golden version instead of the darker version of this Agave Nectar. But I thought I'd go with the darker one because I think it would be more, probably probably more pure. So there's 1. 2. The honey's definitely thicker, okay? So, and there. Give that a good stir. Stir both of them real good. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to try the agave one first, okay? That's nice. It's very good. Good sweetness. And then when I'm done, I'm going to try a little bit on the spoon, just pure, and see what the difference is. So that's got some nice sweetness. Yeah, very, very tasty. So now for the honey. Mm. Mm-hmm. You can definitely tell the taste of the honey in the honey one, okay? Definitely can taste the honey. Little bit more sweet than the agave, I'd say. Let me do that again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Try the agave. Last train home. Honey. Mm-hmm. All right. One more time for the agave. All right. Okay, the honey one is a little sweeter, and you can actually taste the taste of the honey. You know what honey tastes like. You can really taste the honey coming through, where the agave is just like a sweetness, but you really can't define what the sweetness is, okay? So if you're not really into the flavor of honey, and you don't want your stuff to taste like honey, then agave is going to be your choice, okay? Because it's more of just a general sweetness. You can't tell what it is that's sweetening your oatmeal, but you can tell it's got some kind of sweetener in it. But this one, you can definitely tell it's honey that's sweetening your oatmeal. And I do love the taste of honey. So I would say you get a little bit more bang for your buck with honey, because the agave is, I'm going to be honest, it's pretty expensive. You get less and you're going to pay a little bit more. Okay, probably about 50 cents to $1 more per container, and you're getting a little less. But you know, it also sweetens whatever you're trying to sweeten without tasting some kind of overwhelming flavor like the honey. You can really taste the honey. Okay, so I'm going to go for a straight taste without oatmeal. Wow, even just cleaning the spoon, you can taste the honey. Okay, so I'm going to start with the agave, since I know the honey has got such a strong honey flavor. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit here, not a full, just maybe a quarter of a well, a little bit more. You know, I'm just going to blend it into my oatmeal anyways. So cheers. Here goes the agave nectar. Wow, that is really tasty. That's really tasty, straight up. It's almost like honey, but it doesn't have that honey flavor. It's just a nice, really, really yummy sweetness. Wow, that tastes good, straight up. Mmm, yum. It's hard to explain. It's just like it's like honey without the honey, okay? But it's sweet, it's good. I'm just gonna go straight up honey. Same amount. The honey is definitely thicker, okay? Cheers. Oh yeah. The honey is just so honeyish. A lot more sweeter. The honey's a lot more sweeter. Overwhelming sweet. So straight up, hang on a second. Had to shut the door. Neighbors came out and we don't need to hear their conversation. So the honey is way sweeter, and it has, you know, honey flavor, strong honey flavor. And this is not the cheapest honey brand. This is it's a little more expensive. So I didn't cheap out on this one either, okay? So both really good. Straight up, I think I would actually prefer the Agave Nectar as far as just straight up. You know, it's very good. Let me do this again. Mm. Hmm. Wow. Okay. Well, in my oatmeal, I think you get a little bit more for your buck with honey. And I do love the taste of honey, and I think it adds to the oatmeal, the overall experience. So in the oatmeal, I would say I would have to stay with honey, just because you get more for your money, and I think it's a little more flavorful. But just straight up, like, I don't know what the health benefits are. I know there's health benefits with eating honey just straight up, like a spoonful of honey. It's supposed to be really good for you. And I'm not sure about the agave nectar. I'm sure it can't be bad for you. I'm sure it's probably good for you as well. If you want to know what the health benefits are of agave nectar, you could look it up. This also has no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives, so it's pure. You know, this comes from bees and this comes from a plant. Okay, so maybe if it's like a vegan thing also, like, you know, if you're more into plant-based stuff, maybe the agave is going to be your deal. But man, straight up, just straight out of the bottle with the spoonful, I would have to give it to the agave nectar. It's really tasty, actually. I mean, it's a really good sweetener. You probably could use it for a bunch of other things besides oatmeal, but that's pretty much what I would use it for. Maybe a cup of coffee or tea. You could use this, and if you don't want your coffee or tea to be tasting like honey, this would be a better option, the agave. So for me, for what I've used sweeteners for, I'm going to have to stick with honey just because I think it's it adds to what I'm eating, okay? But if I was to drink tea, if I'm drinking tea or coffee and I'm using one of these for sweetener, I would have to go with agave. So in that aspect, it's a draw. But for me personally, I'm going to give the win to honey just because I think you get a little bit more for your buck and flavor for your buck. So honey for the win. But you know, if you want to try to do your own comparison, it's pretty fun to do. It's interesting. And they're both very good products, both very tasty, both do their job very well. But for what I'm using, definitely honey is what I'm going to stay with. But maybe in the future, I'll do a battle between the two with different things. Like maybe I'll do a tea battle with using these same things, okay, in the future. But for now, I'm going to give the win to honey. So thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Check out your local grocery store for any one of these products. It's pretty fun to try it out. And if you haven't even ever tried agave nectar, it's definitely worth a try. So y'all have a fantastic day. You know what to do, and we'll check you later. See ya.